starts.
Yeah.
Oh, none of the fellows came today, did they?
Remember, we're not making a video. You're just telling me your stories.
Okay, so
I can edit everything else together afterwards.
do you want to take it from before or pick up where we left off?
What is the Epiphany Bridge story about what you do? How did you discover what you do?
And it's like, well, it's not one single story that I epiphanized necessarily. It's kind of an accumulation of stair steps of learning.
Okay. So,
Okay, so the three that I want
that's
to
even
remember
better, yeah.
before I forget them.
Yeah.
There's the almost losing my arm. There's
yeah,
well, okay,
perfect.
well, there's
Perfect.
the basic history. The basic
That's
history
the
of.
Epiphany, yeah.
I mean, because I don't know how far back I go. Do I go back as far as when I learned how to massage, and like I've been massaging all my life since I was 2, listening to people that way, and that was the hidden conversation. So you're like, so all my life I've been listening to people, but originally when I listened to people, it was through touch. Like, so everybody else listened with their ears, and I listened with my fingertips, because even when I was 2, you know, people were like, oh, come play on my back, because I don't know why I like playing. I guess I like doing people's hair or stuff, but it was like that idea where people found out that I like to play with their backs, and so even starting at the age of 2, people were like, oh, come play on my back. You know what, come to think about it, I think it's just like, ooh, I need to have the kid do something and my back hurts. Like I used to have you play drums on my back, because you like to play drums, and I was like, oh, I know. I'll have the kid play drums on my back. Because that way you can play your drums and I can get my back
Simple trick.
massaged.
Your kids don't want you to know about getting them distracted productively.
And you're getting to lay down, an excuse to lay down. Yeah, that's like the big key. But, I mean, so I don't think it was that, though, that I just, somehow people learned that I like to give massages, and that's how I like to connect to the world. And so all my life I was connecting through actual touch. And then I had this belief system that if I charged anybody for this touch, that I would lose this magical gift I had, because it was this God-given gift where I could touch your back and, you know, I could heal you just with my touch. I could heal your muscles, and I could listen to your muscles, and it was this like magic spell, because no one else seemed to be able to listen to people through their backs. Like, you would talk, and I wouldn't hear words come out of your mouth. I'd hear your back twitching in response to the words that you were saying. And
Can you teach other people to have that skill?
that one, well, that was just a matter of practice. It's a matter of putting your fingers on somebody's back while they're talking and realizing you can't put your fingers firm. I mean, I could probably teach them the firm versus not firm. But for me, that's the backstory. I mean, yes, I could teach somebody that, but it's not. That's something that's like 3 minutes. All I do is I say, okay, go put your hands on them, and I would maybe have them put their hands on me first, so I could have a sense of just how much. But or I just put my hands on them and see. Do you feel how much I'm putting my hands on you? And that's all it is. So there isn't anything to teach there other than them practicing 30 years worth of listening. Or 30, whatever. So, no, that's an unimportant thing to learn.
Yeah, okay.
In my viewpoint, because that was natural for me. That's just how you breathe, how you hear. That was how I hear. That was how I listened.
Right. Okay, you had 3 stories.
So yeah, so there's the story of the touch, there's the story of losing my arm, and then there's the story almost losing my arm, and then there's the story of arguments.
Lost arm.
So I never charged anybody for that until and I.
You kind of have 2 walls.
What's a wall?
Okay, so the chart is backstory, wall, epiphany. So you backstory, you go on a journey, you hit a wall. Then you have an epiphany that takes you past this wall and gives you a new opportunity. So like, you're destroying your arm
I got
is...
stuck on this bottleneck when I was doing the massage, that I was giving away these free massages until one day I needed a back massage. And so there's this bottleneck story that seemingly unimportant, but is also important as well. It's important in my history in that
Right.
I needed a massage myself, and for 2 weeks I tried to find somebody who could give me a massage. And people were like, "Here, let me try," but nobody could give a decent massage. Everybody's massages were like these crappy, "I'm scared to touch you," or manhandly, or sexual, or just nobody knew how to give a basic, everyday, simple massage. And after that, I realized that what I could do was important. And even then, I didn't switch over, but eventually I was like, all right, I need to go to a massage school so that I could officially give people massages and get paid for it. I went and did that. And while I was doing that, I was rushing to get it done so that I could join the boyfriend I had at the time to go wherever he was going, and I needed to get these skills learned quickly, fast as possible. So I was rushing the end of it, and I was overdoing it, and I ended up almost destroying my arm.
Almost what?
Destroying my arm.
Oh my.
By the time I was, and even after I was done, and I went out into the workforce and started giving massages for pay and for money, and I really should have been giving it, even though it's illegal to give massages, I really should have been giving massages, charging people the whole time. Like if I were to have $1, or if I were to get the amount that I should have gotten paid for all the free massages I ever gave in my lifetime, I'd be a millionaire by now.
That is if you save the money.
Good point taken.
Right?
Yes, most people earn at least $1 million in their lifetime, even if they don't have all of that.
Don't spend your money.
The thing is, it all goes like even just bills will take up $1 million in 20 years.
Yeah, it costs. They have this. There's this saying that Scott and I used to have.
At least for 30 years.
You shouldn't have kids unless you have $1 million saved up, because it costs $1 million to live a life. In the course of 1 year, or not 1 year, in the course of one lifetime, almost everybody spends $1 million to have lived, from the cost of their child care, to the health care, to the school and education and
wedding.
People will spend $1 million on a wedding just by itself.
Don't mention weddings, right? I'd rather have a $250,000 honeymoon than a $250,000 wedding.
Yeah.
And their Twitter response is, I'd rather have $250,000.
A wedding requires vacation or...
Yeah, I don't get that. Don't get that philosophy. But yeah, you shouldn't have kids unless you have $1 million to give them, so that they can live their life peacefully. And then grow it from there. But whatever. You shouldn't have kids unless, I think the hospital bills are like $20,000. The whole first couple years.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
You
shouldn't have kids unless you have $100,000.
Have a small house saved up on top of your actual house.
Yeah. Because if anything goes wrong, if they have problems, if they have illnesses, that should be the rule that they teach you in the kids.
Buffer.
Do not have sex until you have $100,000 with which to raise some child up.
Seems like a lot of money.
It is. It costs a lot of money to raise kids up. But we are diverging from the story. See, that's the other thing is I don't know how to do stories because I diverge.
Once you have them all written down,
Right.
at the very least, something, right? Some sort of chart.
I mean, I could
you
record
follow the
clips
flow.
of them or something. I don't know.
And yet I
Just
would
follow the flow.
prefer that y'all have children when you're young than when you're older.
Supposedly yeah. Well, no, then you can go live your life and still have a productive life.
For the hour-long webinar, you just follow the flow. For anything longer than that, you can go off on any tangents you want. But if you have any sense that you're going to go off on a tangent, you preface it with, "Hey guys, I'm going to go off on a tangent real quick here. Is that okay?" And then wait 5 seconds for the chat to hypothetically respond.
And they respond.
So story number 1 is that I used to be a massage therapist, or I used to give massages, but then in the process of realizing that I had this talent, in order to make myself a legitimate person, I ended up destroying my arm.
Right.
So I could no longer do my specialty, which was a deep tissue massage.
So you can also, in order to use techniques that you were taught there, right? Because what techniques did you originally use before you were taught official techniques?
A lot of what I learned, I already knew. In fact, massage school was really challenging for me because I was like, I already know all this stuff. I could teach it to you. Why am I learning from you? And the teacher was like, no matter how much you think you know, there's always insights that you get from other people.
Right.
And the reminder...
Is that why you tell me that all the time?
You know, maybe, and there was truth in that. That it was like when I shut up and just listened, and I was like, all right, I will, and stop complaining and stop bemoaning the fact that I knew everything. I did. I learned a lot of new techniques that I had. I mean, the normal Swedish I already knew. I mean, it was what I did instinctively. And that was what pissed me off, is that here are these people offering this course of something that I just did naturally, instinctively, that I learned all the years. Okay, sure, I didn't know the anatomy. You don't want to know something? I still don't know the anatomy. I learned the anatomy for the test, and I promptly forgotten it all.
Well done.
And
Oh yes, the American educational system, everyone.
well, if you don't use it, you lose it, right? So
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I know a little bit more anatomy than I once did, but it was...
Now, remember, your clientele are people who don't naturally know it. They were not born talented.
Right.
But they would like to be.
Well, I probably wasn't born talented either.
Right.
I just...
You had life
that was my
experiences to...
language of connection. That was how I connected.
Right.
So because that was how I connected. But the thing is that I haven't done that. I mean, I do that with you, but I don't... Like, that is something I would offer, but I would be timid because I was like, do I still have the magic?
Since this is virtual, I think a lot of... if we do like an interactive live thing...
But I cannot teach massage.
Right.
So that is, let me be clear about that. I cannot teach massage because legally I am not allowed to teach massage.
This is your life story. Now, the epiphany... Okay, well, look at that a second.
I actually haven't gotten to the epiphany of what
Right.
I'm teaching now.
I think during the live, one of the live exercises should be... Remember when Tony Robbins in UPW, he brought on that monk guy, or was monk? He brought on some guy, and they did like sensory meditation.
Sure.
Like one of the examples, like I'm touching you, and he's like, we're standing on the fucking stage, but meditate enough.
Imagine I'm touching you.
Imagine
Yeah.
I'm touching you.
Yeah.
Imagine you're touching the person standing next to you.
Yeah.
An exercise something like that should be included in the live.
That's not the technique I use, though.
But tilted towards the awareness style that you do.
Maybe. That's actually a technique I just don't use.
Alright, go ahead and keep going with the epiphany
Right.
then.
I do see the value of that thing because you can do that on virtual things, but that's not
Right.
That's not how that's now how my perception is when I'm doing what I do.
Right. What is your perception when you
Well, and then and I'll get to that.
All right.
So in the course of having my arm nearly be destroyed, there were 3 things that happened. The first one was I went to physical therapist after physical therapist after physical therapist. I think I went to like 4 or 5, I don't know, more than that.
I thought in your last year, if you went through all those doctors, you didn't have to.
No, I didn't, but nobody was curing me. Every person that I went to, I'm sitting there massaging my arm, and there is a contraindication to physical massage. And that is that if a area is inflamed and you keep working on it, especially deep tissue, you keep it inflamed and it never heals.
Right.
And I finally had this this physical therapist who and actually, that was a very pivotal point because she said 3 things. 1, you can never do professional massage again. She said, let me be clear about this. You cannot ever do professional massage again. If you want to save your arm, that's forbidden for you. You can never do this again. You can never do deep tissue for 6 hours or 8 hours. If you do it, it'll be years before you can. And she was right. It was years. And now I can do a deep tissue massage for like 2 hours, most. And after that, I'm in pain. Even to this day, if I do a 3-hour, my normal old 1 to 2 to 3 hours, by the 3rd hour, I'm incapacitated for the next day in terms of my arm. So she was right. She was right in that I have very tiny wrists. And when you use your muscles, things swell up because it heats up, and I don't have the room in my wrists to handle this kind of work. Now, that is not the reason why I almost lost my arm. I actually almost lost my arm because of poor posture. Like right now, I have really poor posture. And if you sit there and massage a person in this posture that I'm in right now, you're screwed if you do that for 8 hours.
Baby, you
So,
should not have
you
that
should
posture when
be-
you're doing a webinar.
Careful,
Right.
careful, you could fall.
So-
There you go.
So it's the idea of, so that was the importance of body mechanics. I mean, it's really funny because they drilled that into you in massage school, the concept of body mechanics. They warn you that you should, they didn't say, if you don't do proper body mechanics, you're going to lose your arm. They just said that you're going to get tired faster. Now, probably because nobody knew there that if you don't do proper body mechanics, you can lose your arm. Like,
Wait, so you didn't damage your arm by massaging yourself while inflamed. You
well, I did and
damaged
I
your
didn't.
arm by...
If I'd had proper body mechanics, then I might not have aggravated it. And I would have been able to better utilize techniques that... So one of the things they teach you in massage school is to actually not use your hands.
Sure you
So
did.
a person assumes when they give a massage to use your fingers and to knead the body like you would
Dough.
dough. And you can always tell a person who plays piano, works with bread, or does massage therapy because their hands are these thick, muscular things. And I had abnormal hands because I was a right-handed person and I used my right hand way more than my left hand. So for years, you put my 2 hands together and you're like they belong to 2 different people because this one was all strong and muscly and this one was all female and dainty. So, yeah, so there's this myth. And one of the things they teach you is if you use proper body mechanics, you can use your knuckles, your palm, use your fingers, but not using your fingers. You're using your fingers with the gravity of your body. And if you're doing proper body mechanics, you don't have to work your hands. You will end up using your body to dance with their body. And I remember one time thinking in massage school, it was like a dance that you're doing on their body, if you're doing it properly. But you get caught up in the massage school. You don't really clue into this because you get caught up in the draping and the set repetition pattern that you go here to the head, you go this, and then you do this, and it's actually really funny. After massage school, I'd gotten massaged by some person who had not in massage school. In massage school, I didn't have this issue, but after massage school, I got massaged by somebody, and I went, oh my gosh, that person had no instinct, because that person, I knew they were following just the set. You do the head, you do the shoulder, you do the arm, you do the back, you do this, and you do this. And it was very cold, and it was very, like, there was no life to it. And I was like, and I hated that massage. Just couldn't stand it. And that was when I was able to say to people, I have this magic, I can do it. But unfortunately, even though I had this magic and this knowledge and this instinct, I'd also just finished destroying my arm. So for about 2 years, I pushed it despite having a damaged arm, until that physical therapist said, you've got to stop.
You said she told you 3 things. What were the 3 things she told you?
Well, the first one is the most prominent. If you don't stop, like today, you might permanently damage the nerves in your arm, and you might actually lose the use of your arm.
Right.
Because I was already, like, outside the massage, which I would push through the pain to do for people, I couldn't peel an apple. I couldn't write. I couldn't do anything that required you to hold on to an object where you had grip. I
Yikes.
no longer had the ability to grip.
Seems lovely.
It's painful, very painful, because you know how much things in life you have to grip? Like, a lot. You have to grip the phone. Like, every now and then when I'm on the phone and I like to do my screenshots, I still to this day have where I can't. Like, if I take too many screenshots, I'll temporarily mess up my hand. Yeah. Okay, so that was knowledge number 1. Knowledge number 2, that same therapist did a light touch technique, and she said, you've got to stop working on your own arm.
Okay. This is what she said. She said she told you 3 things.
3 things.
What were the 3 things?
First one,
okay,
you're going to lose your arm if you continue, and you got to stop today.
Okay.
Why don't you
So-
put it closer to over there so you don't trip over it?
You can never do massage again, or you'll
Lose the use of our arm.
lose your
what?
arm.
Lose the use of my arm.
Lose your arm.
The second thing, she didn't tell me, but she did a technique. Oh, no, yeah, she did. She said, you cannot work on your arm anymore. Do not touch your arm. I don't care how much you want. I don't care how much it's painful. You do not touch your arm. And if you have to touch your arm, this is how you're going to do it. And so she did just a simple, light touch, barely caressing, just a very, very gentle, healing of just letting the nerves know that you existed. And I'm going to sidetrack on that a little rabbit hole. I don't know the timeline of this other experience. I think it occurred later. It makes more sense if it occurred later. We had a bird that got injured, and the bird's leg had been basically ripped in half or taken a chunk out by a squirrel.
Oh, poor thing.
The muscles were.
Yeah, like birds don't have much muscle there,
And they're like,
but
no.
what was there had been ripped off by the squirrel. And
Yikes. Did you have any muscles left?
So
she had just a tiny
muscle cannot
thread
go back in and connect
of
again.
something, and I think there was still part of the muscle that was not attached that was still kind of hanging on, sort of. And the treatment for the bird was just about every hour I think it was something like every hour, maybe less, maybe more, I don't know. But throughout the entire day, we just took some water, some salty water, and we just dribbled it over the arm, just over the tissue, just to stimulate it in a disinfected, cleaning way of doing exactly what we had done with my arm, of just a gentle, light, very light touch of just letting the muscles and nerve endings know that there was an existence of contact. And that in itself in the body heals itself.
That's interesting.
So that was profound thing number 2. And what was the third thing that she said to me? Or did? Right at the top of my mind, I can't remember what the third thing was now. I wish I'd given the keywords for the other 2 things. No argument. What was the second thing I said?
If you never work on your arm anymore, use light touch.
No, that was the moment.
That could work too.
I don't remember what the third thing was, if there was even a third thing now.
But you don't leave your arm or the body in the hot water. It's just this small.
Okay, so backtracking a little bit. Sometime before massage school was over, I had been introduced to something called Rosen method, which
What?
a style of massage where a person was able to heal another person simply, not by massage, but simply by putting their 2 fingers on the person, or just putting their hand on a person. And my favorite story about this is I had a fellow massage therapist friend who had a muscle in her shoulder. And I remember I worked on her for 3 hours once. And that thing, I mean, she might as well have had another bone there, because it was so rock hard. It was just this knot that was like a rock, like somebody had installed a rock in her shoulder or something.
Wow.
And you couldn't get it to relax. And no matter how much you worked on it, no matter what technique, I mean, you know the little shaking out technique that works on everybody, even that one. Nothing. No effect whatsoever. Every technique there is in the book and then some. Nothing worked on her. This Rosen method lady worked on her for less than 15 minutes. The whole thing relaxed, and for the next 3 days did not tense back up. She had a relaxed shoulder for at least 3 days. Now, unfortunately, it is a psychological thing, and so it eventually does come back if you don't do the psychological work necessary. But that was the first time that I'd always known that there was a mind-body connection, and that's how I listened to people, because when you listen to people, their bodies don't always match what their mouths are saying. So I've always known that there's this internal dialogue that goes on in the body that is not ever being said by people out loud. And so I always had this secret way of hearing people, what really was going on in their mind. I didn't know, I didn't know all the translations that I could now know if I went to study things, but I knew that bodies and minds did not necessarily match up. So I knew there was a connection, but not how profound the connection was. When I had that experience when I saw my friend, so Rosen Method's whole theory is that they take 4 years to learn the massage therapy, because a lot of it is just psychology, where they learn they have to do counseling. They have to basically go through psychotherapy, psychology, a degree, in order to be able to do the Rosa method. It is not just touch. It is about that body-mind connection. And so I really should go back someday, and I would like to one day learn that official training of it. But that was, okay, so in the back of my head I have this mind-body connection profoundness. Oh, but I also did know the mind-body connection from something else. That's the other story. So I used to hold my stress in my stomach. And
Time scale? Time period?
this was
I think that happens
before
automatically.
massage school. This was 96, so I don't know.
There's a giant fucking mess here, mate. Some of this stuff might be, even though this chronologically comes different places, might be better to just...
Yeah, it's just, they're just
Split
different
out.
stories about mind-body connections. So it's
Alright, yeah, and this is great, this is great. Alright.
so the mind-body connection of the story of, I was throwing up, so there's this gas pill that everybody gets, not everybody gets, but you notice people have Tums, right? So Tums didn't do shit for my stomach. Pepto-Bismol didn't do crap for my stomach. So I had to go to the doctor, and I was throwing up. Like, so I lived in this house with 6 guys, and there were 2 girls in this house. And the other girl was pregnant.
Yeah.
But we were both always in the bathroom because we were both always throwing up. Not because I had anorexia, but because I held all this tension in my stomach. And I was tense and tight all the time. Now, what I didn't know is that part of it had to do with this birth control medicine that I was on that was screwing with my brain.
Mm.
But it was that idea where the tension, and when I came back to Houston, I remember they started putting me on the Zantac, and the normal prescription for Zantac over the counter is 25 milligrams, and they can sell it for 50 milligrams, and they can sell it for 75 milligrams.
Wow.
I was taking, and you're only supposed to take it once a day over the counter. Or I mean, just, is over the counter, yeah, non-prescription. I was prescribed this 3 times a day, the full dosage.
So what did you take, the 75 or?
75, 3 times a day,
Wow.
which was probably screwing my stomach up galore, and probably making the situation worse for all I know.
It could be.
But all of that was because I was holding my tension in my body. And I didn't really know it at the time, but I don't have a memory now of whether or not I knew, like I was told or something that I should go relax myself. And then in the process of relaxing, I think what happened is I started going to this religious program and got exposed to religion, and in the process of doing religion, there was a lot of relaxation. I mean, you're communing with God or whatever, and you're relaxing your body, and you're working with your mind. And when your mind heals, your body heals. So that was a history point of awareness that there might be a correlation. So that was more of a, it was no neon sign about that. It was just a, hey, there is a connection. But it wasn't spelled out for me. It was just hinted. Later on, your father had he had all these migraine headaches and tension headaches, and he also held all this tension in his stomach. But by then I had figured out that there was a correlation between tension and body stuff. But again, it was just sort of something one just knows at that point, but not like, it was just sort of evolved.
Born again.
I had another story of, I was having a heart condition and was having all these heart palpitations. My heart was beating, so the fourth beat did not do a normal fourth beat. It would hiccup on the fourth beat. So it goes bump, 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 pause, bump, 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 pause. Oh, sorry, Katie. And so we went in to get all this tests done. Turns out I have this atrial valve that doesn't close properly or some shit like that. And the doctor said, look, you have a choice. I can put you on heart medication for the rest of your life, or you could just relax. Your choice. Go do some yoga, go do some relaxation techniques, go learn how to relax your mind, and you probably won't die of a heart attack. So, stomach, growing up, heart, watching the husband, all of this.
So, yeah, go ahead, yeah.
These are all reminders of mind-body connection. But the pivotal point for me, I mean, these are all things that they added to the awareness. They were stacking the awareness. But the profound pivotal point for me was, I was having an argument with you once, and I was trying to not be one of my, normally I'm a ranter and a raver and a shouter and I'm a yeller. I talk loud. When I'm upset, I deal with my stress by being very loud. And the people that I love are the people who can handle me when I'm very loud and who can handle my rant and raving, who won't shut me up. But you were young, and I didn't want to be shouting at you like that in that moment. And so I remember standing in the hallway, and I took a moment to just listen to my body and feel where I was feeling the rage and feel where I was holding all of this yelling, because I didn't want to yell at you. And taking that time and that pause to just listen to the body. And I think that's when it really hit home, that concept of mind body. Now I'm going to correlate, and I'm going to take that mind body and what I learned. So after the massage, so we're going to go backtrack to that massage stuff, where all that massage, I couldn't do that massage, and I had to learn other techniques. So I leaned on the Reiki that I had learned, I leaned on the light touch, I leaned on the passive joint stuff, and so I could still give people massage treatments, but it was not ever with I had to learn and put all my focus from what I considered a normal massage to all these alternative massage techniques. And so that was what I was doing. When the divorce hit, I had to find a way of interacting with people which made me valuable. I still couldn't charge for massages because my license had already run out at the time, so I couldn't charge for massages, but I could be of high value to people. Not having them pay for the massage, but having them pay for me. And one of the things that I did was interacting with them, and I would still heal them But then COVID hit. And I couldn't touch people. How the frick am I supposed to
I don't know.
help people if I can't touch them?
Touch what?
The person's body, because that's how you heal.
It's not a book, is it?
But even before COVID, I was like thinking how little touch there was in the world and how important touch was. Just simple, light touch. So that is how I learned, and I had to force myself to learn to listen to people, though, without that touch, of helping people just learn to listen to their bodies. And then
Can
with
I
you,
ask
when
a
you were growing
question?
up, you had Tourette's, so I had to get you to connect to your body. And we used to have this 12-stage meditation.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
When you mentioned maybe tonight when I walk, maybe I should not have that tripod because I may not see it in the dark.
We're using it to record right now.
Huh?
We're using it to record right now.
Oh yeah, that's fine, but I just thought, I just realized that at nighttime I may not notice it. I mean, I may well because I know that it's there. But until I touch the light, I already would have crossed there, right?
And here's where the hiccup occurs. I know that I have this skill to help people listen to themselves and their bodies. But I don't have the confidence to market this.
You have just provided me with one webinar and enough content for a 4-hour-long presentation, or 4-hour-long, okay, maybe not 4-hour long, but between the exercises and the everything, and be fucking nice to people for once to give them a 20-minute break every now and then, this could easily be 3 or 4-hour long deep dive thing, telling your whole story and all the complexities of all your different stories. And each one of the stories you told me so far fits very nicely into a story-teach tool framework. And this most
But
recent one...
You don't have to repeat hers, because they may think it's yours.
This most recent one of you're finally getting comfortable giving massage again, and then COVID hit, epiphany, you had to learn how to teach people how to connect to their body, and that presents your offer, which is whatever the fuck your offer is that is virtual and doesn't require you physically touching them. Whatever the fuck that is perfectly segued by that. That's the last story, is that, and that's where we are now.
That is my offer to you guys. That
Oh, it's beautiful.
now we can do one-on-one sessions, or we can do group sessions, or we can, one-on-one takes. I don't have a lot of time that I can focus, so that's going to be worth a lot more. Do group sessions where we just listen. And a lot of it is just laying there. When I was in a chiropractor's office, part of the healing, or the acupuncturist office, part of the healing was the acupuncture, but I think a large part of it was just, and I still to this day, and it sometimes mind boggles me though that I have to teach this, that people don't know this.
Yeah.
But I still have to keep teaching myself this every day. Every time that my body is worked up, I have to reteach myself. I'm going to lay there. And it's basically a meditation technique where you just sit there and you listen. But a lot of meditation techniques, they run through it really fast. They go, okay, now you're going to listen to your little arms, and now you're going to listen to your shoulders, and now you're going to listen to your neck, and now you're going to listen to your head, and now you're going to relax your shoulders and relax this and relax it. But when I listen to the meditation techniques, I go, I actually can't listen to most of them because my body's like, no, you haven't finished listening to your shoulders yet. Why are you moving on to your chest? That makes no sense. There's something going on in my shoulders right now. Take more time to listen to what's there.
Interesting.
To listen or to feel it?
Both. They're one and the same.
Too fast. Is saying existing meditations go too fast?
Yes. Still recording?
3%.
Anyways, folks, if you listen to this about mind-body stuff, looks like our camera's about to wrap up on me, even though it's plugged in. Isn't it plugged
It's
in?
plugged in. It's just it's
So,
not able to.
so
It's not on supply.
this is what I can offer you. And if you are willing to pay $1,000, I know that is a buttload amount of money.
Value?
The value, though, is...
Alright, so...
How much you want?
I want $1,000. If you want a one-on-one session with me.
Just one?
Now,
It's $1,000?
most people
Wow.
cannot afford $1,000 session.
Most people
So-
can.
Too much here.
I'm willing to do where
It's a lot of money.
instead of charging a person $1,000 for one session, I will charge $1,000 for. So that normally when a person comes to the house, just to exist in my time, in my space, not for the massage itself, because I can't charge people for massages, because that's illegal. But when I used to have people come over just to have the experience of hanging out with me, it was $300 for, it was somewhere between $100 to $300, depending on if they're hanging out with us for 1 to 4 hours.
Wow. Well, you're not going to be charging me that much, right? Because I'm going to be here all the time.
If you're here all the time, I charge you less. If you want to get a life-type subscription, that's the cost of the house. For $800,000, I will give you a lifetime universal. You have access to me for the rest of your lifetime. If
I hope I
you
don't need that.
want
You
access
can
to
have
me
your
for a
home,
whole
yeah,
year,
This is your home,
that
no
would be
question about it,
$10,000.
you know, but
if you want access to me for a week, that's $1,000. So,
What's... Alright.
so for a week, if you're willing to pay for $1,000 for a week, and maybe even a month, I'll even do for a month.
What...
Because I have to raise up enough. This is also part of a fundraising package because I have to raise up enough to save my home. So my home costs, let's just say $800,000 because there's other bills in there that have to get paid and stuff. So $800,000. I have to raise up $800,000. So
per month
let's
or per
say
week?
I offer a massage for it's $1,000. How many people would I have to massage or have to offer this to be able to pay $800,000?
80. No?
800. I'd have to find 800 people. Do I have that many hours in a day? No.
No, but how much do you say you charge?
I have to raise up.
No, how much do
800.
you charge per person?
In an ideal world, I would charge $1,000 for each individual session.
Oh, it's too much money.
That's right. People don't have that kind of money. So, I'm willing to do packages.
To do what?
Packages
Packages?
where they can get up to 3 massages for $1,000. Or not a massage. It's not a massage. I do not charge for massage. It's a body-mind listening. And that's something my brain is still having to wrap it around. It's not a massage. It's a mind massage. Because it's not a physical massage. It is illegal for me to physically charge someone for a physical manipulation of muscles.
You're not a
But
doctor.
I can teach you what I do on me that works for me.
I can teach you. So offer is
Listening. It's the concept of paying attention and loving yourself, loving your body. And this is good for not just for relaxation, for tension and stress like that, but if you're somebody who maybe you're not loving your body for some reason, whether it's dysphoria, isn't that
No,
the right
but
word?
just paying
Dysphoria.
attention to it.
Whether it's you feel like you're too skinny or you're too obese or you're something about your body that you don't like. This is about learning to give compassion and love to your body and listening to it. Even if you don't like it, learning to step over, and there's this tapping technique, I don't know if anybody ever done tapping, where you go, even if I don't like my body the way it is, I still give it love and reassurance. I still love you. I still accept you as you are. And to learn that acceptance and loving, even though my muscle is twitching and my head is pounding, to love and accept the pounding and listen to the pain and the psychological pain that's underneath that, and the mind and the forgiveness and allowing of one's body and loving and accepting and compassion and joy.
But you still have to take time out and relax. And not be trying to, whatever you're doing, cooking, working or something. You know?
So 800 people, if I were to do it in a year, 800 people buy ahead. You have to you can pre-buy my time. So
It would take a lot of your time, or most of your time.
can I fit in 800 people? How many people would I have to see in a year, a day, to do that?
to see 800 people a year. 3 a day.
3 a day.
Almost.
Okay.
2.5. 3 a day except for weekends. Or 2 and 3 occasionally.
So it's $1,000 if you only want to get one session.
Can people really pay that much?
No.
I didn't think
It's
so.
$1 a minute, or actually, it's not $1 a minute. It's
How about
like if I think my phone call. If you want to call me by the minute, it's like $3.50 a minute or something, and I don't even get all that money, so that sucks. So really, it's like $5 a minute.
right? That system sucks.
That system sucks.
This is why you use a Zoom call.
So I'd rather you pay me in advance. You can pay me by the minute if you want to call me up and then pay me by the minute.
It
and
makes
let me
much
get
more sense
8%.
to book a session for some amount of time, and then they have that private consulting. But that's a high ticket offer.
But not many people.
That one doesn't
have
go
that much
below a
money.
couple thousand.
So I will pay people if I don't have any clients that day. You can pay what you want. You pay me something, and if I can fit you in, and you can pay whatever you can. Hell, if all I can make that day is $5, I will make $5. And at the beginning, you can pay whatever you want.
Make it 10. 5 is too little.
As I start to get clients, I'm going to start making it where what I am actually, if you can afford it, I need to make $1,000 for a session so I can fit at least, I can't do more than 3 people in a day. And actually I can't even do that. So I can only do, I can only have one person, one client a night. That's a day. That's all my time allows. My time is, I am taking care of mom 24 hours 7. I've
You
got
have
other
to
things
cook,
going
you
on.
have to eat, you have to clean your home, and take care of Eagle too.
One-on-one session is 3,000, maybe 5,000. You get one-on-one sessions for a week.
For a week, yeah.
One-on-one sessions 3 days for a week. That's $3,000 or $5,000.
Wait, hold on, wait, what?
3 days for a week, or maybe just every day for a week or something.
Okay, so they have to pre-buy a time slot, and I only have 300 time slots available. I have 300 time slots available. I need to raise up $800,000. Now, I will do a group session. So you know what? If they want to do the $1,000, it's for the group sessions.
Yeah, the main $1,000 is for a group session. It's some sort of
$1,000
course
for a group
or
session,
mastermind group
and
thing.
that will give you
Yeah.
3 months worth of group sessions.
Right.
So $1,000, 3 months worth of group sessions, meets once a week, and you can do that. If you want a one-on-one session with me, then yeah, it's
Try 5,000. If you get objections, lower it.
right.
One webinar, one product. You can always include bonuses in your products if you want. You can drop things in as
Okay,
bonuses.
so
So if
am
you
I
wanted-
one webinar is for the one-on-one session?
One webinar for course thing. Once they're in there for a couple of weeks, you feed the people in the course or in the mastermind or whatever to the one-on-one session, like the World Summit the guys did. 3 months later, a month later, you feed them into that.
Alright.
And you say, and maybe you have an open event as well, right? So it feeds in people you already have existing, upsell them to higher ladder tier, and you also have wild people that you get into the system, and you say, there's only 100 spots here, I can't do all the time, right? Only 50 weeks in a year, I can't be available every one of those weeks, so there's only 25 spots, it's $5,000 a spot. So, there's 6,000 of you, only 25 spots,
Hold on, wait. If I were to do 5,000,
there's 1,000 of you, I guess.
let's say I were to do 5,000 times 100 people. That's 500,000.
5,000 times 100 people? Okay, so maybe that's not great numbers, maybe it's more, but something's better than nothing at this point.
What you
So,
need to consider is the
If
time
you want
that
to
it
do
takes.
a
Karen.
private one-on-one session, you have to buy.
1,000 times...
But is that one session is $5,000?
That's too much.
Is one session $5,000?
Or too much for me.
1 week of coaching is $5,000.
1 week of coaching, okay.
You mean one,
One
week
week
every
work-
day?
Well, maybe every day. 7 days worth of coaching. It doesn't have to be all once. Maybe it's like 7 days worth of coaching across the year. And you sell 20
I could
these.
do.
Gets you
so,
$100,000.
Well, hold on. Let me do this. 20 minutes. Let's say if I did 20 minutes a day for 4 days, or they can do it all in one session.
All right.
They can divvy it up. They
But
have
I
an
mean, this may
option.
not be enough because they will probably, by the time they talk and by the time they sit down and whatever it is, so,
But yeah, I can do the group sessions.
None of this is critically important right now. Why are they buying? What happens if they don't buy, more accurately?
they don't get the,
If they don't learn to check in with their body, what do you teach?
Well, I can't guarantee that if they use my thing that they're never going to have to use Tylenol ever again, and they never have to use painkiller, and they never have to the diseases.
Right, but you
will
can
be
guarantee
kept
that they
away.
will-
I can't guarantee that the diseases will be kept away if they do this stuff. We can show statistics or pull up on Google and say, look, statistically speaking, people who don't do this, who don't listen to their bodies, end up.
Right.
in
So,
every situation.
Remember, these guys don't say you will get rich. They say, some of them do
They
say,
do.
if you follow our things exactly, you will get rich. Most of them say, these are case studies.
Well, so I was
Once they have
willing
case studies,
to do. I
in
was
the
thinking
meantime,
about
they
this
have-
last night of saying to them, I'm going to offer you a year-long package, and if at the end of the year you've done everything that I've suggested that you do, everything, you've done everything, you follow the food regimen that I've suggested, you do the body listening regimen that I suggested, you've done the relaxation things that I've suggested. If you've done all of that and it still didn't help you get to the body weight that you get closer to the body weight that you want.
Body weight?
So
Are
people
you
want to
thinking?
lose weight. That's what they want. They want to lose weight. They want to be having a healthy body.
They don't want to lose weight. What do people actually want?
They want to love their bodies.
Right.
But that's what they need, but that's not what they want. People
Right.
think they want to lose weight. People think they want to get in shape. And
Except the one that want to get it, want to be in shape.
I will guarantee you that by the end of the year, you will be closer to the weight that you want and closer to the level of fitness that you want, not as a temporary thing, but as a permanent lifestyle change.
That is, they follow
If
the
you
Right.
follow
It's not
every-
temporary. It'll be, yeah.
if you follow everything that I suggest. So without me, what's going to happen is you're going to do some fad, you're going to do some diet, and 6 months later, you're going to be right back where you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to try to do some fitness things. 6 months later, you're going to be right back where you are right now. If you follow everything that I suggest, and you've honestly done that, and you're still not there, then I will find a way I will give you a second year free.
The second one?
I can't give them their money back because I need that money right now. I'm not in the position where I can give you your money back.
But what did you say you were going to do?
If I'm in the position to give them their money back,
No, without the money.
oh, if I can't give them the money back, I would give them a second year completely free.
What?
A second year of my coaching completely free.
That's too much. You don't
Highball a
have to be
number for
year.
what the
And that would be
cancellation rate's
20,000.
going to be.
Huh?
Highball a number for what the cancellation rate's going to be.
So there's the catch.
I would
have
say
to
3
follow
times.
my regimen.
So, highball a number.
0.
Well, there you go. I think you can promise them you'll give them their money back. I think you can avoid spending $10,000 or something to give 0 people their money back. The off chance that one of them decides to call it.
And they'd have to prove it. And the way they prove it is that they've sent me in a
They have to
journal
have showed up to all your trainings.
They have to have sent me. So one of the program journals is a journal entry. They have to send in their
perfect.
journal entry
Perfect.
at the end of every single day. And if they have 365 journal entries of the things that they've done and work that they've done, and it still hasn't gotten any closer, then sure, I will. I can't. For me, it's too hard to say that I'll give. If I can, I will give you your money back. If I can't, then I will give you a second year free.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
If I
That's
can't give you
too
money back, I
long.
can't give you your money back.
It's too long for you because then you won't have any time to go on vacation or time to do something for yourself and your family.
For the mastermind, we don't lose anything by having the.
All
It's
I'm doing
empty.
is
It's free.
and other than the
You get a Zoom
one-on-one
link.
sessions, for $20,000, I will keep track and be like, hey, you haven't sent me your journal entry, and it's been a week since you sent me your journal entry. You want to check in? For $20,000,
Not check in, but you want to come and for training.
I guarantee you that.
Because checking in means they want to stay here in this house.
No. Checking in is they sent me an email journal of what the progress or what they did for themselves, what listening they did for themselves, what they profoundly learned. It can be a journal, it can be anything. It can be where showing that they cared about their diet, showing that they cared about, they were mindful of their
How
diet,
can
they
you
were
keep
mindful.
up with that if
I can't.
they're not living with you?
They send me an email.
Huh?
I just go and look and see if they're emails.
I combine high tech trainer stuff with this, yeah.
They check in with me.
So it's what you offer
But
is
they may not. They may not have
manage
Well, then they don't get their money back.
slash manage slash
What do you mean get their money back?
I'm offering a program
Chaperone.
where I will coach them and help them get to the body weight that they want over a course of a year. And if they don't get to where they want to be in the course of a year in terms of body, mind, listening, in terms of connecting to themselves, body weight where they want it to be and fitness level to the way they want it to be. If they're not there within a year, then I will,
Stop working with them.
no, I'll give them, well, I'll keep working. They'll have an option of where they either get a second year free. That's it. I'll do that. They'll have an option of they can either have the second year free or their money back.
That's too much, because you might be busy or you might be ill.
This is something I can do when I'm ill.
Even ill?
Even when I'm ill, I can help other people.
Not
I would
if
have
you're
to.
in bed.
I would have to be in a coma before I could not help other people.
No,
At which point, they've got bigger issues than whether or not you're
you
violating
have to
contracts.
be in a coma if the doctor said you have to stay in bed. For whatever reason.
Oh, I don't need to be standing for me to help
You
them.
never know whether you're going to hurt your leg or something. You cannot be walking or...
So the beauty of what I can do, the beauty of my talent, is that I can do this without any of my, even if I'm a complete paraplegic, as long as I have the ability to communicate and to receive communication, I can do the talents that I have.
You have to be able to move your hands.
So I am offering a $20,000 package. Now, what's the cost if they don't do this? Well, then it's just statistics. If
They
you,
might be doing their own exercises without you and not have to pay anything.
You could outsource it the way Dean does, where he outsources. What's the cost and what happens if you don't? Right? He asks them to write that down in their journals or whatever.
you could. So how much would a normal gym therapist, like if they go to the gym, a normal gym person costs $200 a session.
Holy fuck.
How often do you go to the gym? Okay, maybe they only go to the gym once a week. But that gym person, all they do, they only do one thing. They just help you get in shape. As I understand it, most people who offer diet programs, I don't know, we'd have to get the statistics of how much people's nutrition programs cost. I am not a nutrition program. I am not a nutritionist. But I can guarantee that just simply by listening to their body, of what they need, what their body needs, listening to how they're affected by foods, listening to being mindful of what they're eating, caring about the ingredients, about what they're putting in their body, that if they follow my regimen of caring about themselves, it won't matter if they're, some days they eat pizza and some days they eat salad. Because really, at the end of the day, it's just a matter of how much you care and how much you're paying attention. How much you're allowing yourself to exist and how much you're... So, try me out for a year. If it doesn't work, then go find your physical therapists and not your physical therapists, your gym what are they called? Physical trainers and your...
Don't say that. Fine, where we go.
I actually recommend them finding a physical trainer on the side. I think that they should do that on the side too. If they want to go all out, they should go all out. I don't want to take away from my friends who are physical trainers, because they do bring things to the table that I might not.
Okay. Yes, and you can probably see that after they buy your course. Or on the 4-hour-long webinar.
I do not offer the same thing a physical trainer does. I
Right.
do
You
not
offer
offer
something different,
something
and your
nutrition.
difference is better. For the people who will buy your course, or your program, the people...
For the average person who is going to stop going to the physical trainer after a week, for the average person who's going to stop doing their diet after a month, for the average person who's going to go gung-ho, for all of you guys who you've got your New Year's resolution. In fact, we can put this out here tomorrow, today. For all of you who have your New Year's resolution And when you don't follow through, you will have my services that will, for the whole year, it's bought for a whole year. It's bought. I'm there. I'm going to be like, okay, so you screwed up this week. So you didn't go to your physical trainer this week. Okay, so you didn't do your exercise this week. But what else are you doing to just learn to love and listen to your body? And I guarantee you, by the end of the year, you do my regimen, my journal regimen, you stay connected with me. Just by us both caring and loving and listening to your body, and I'm there loving and listening to your body.
You know what? I'm getting sleepy, Karenita.
You ready to go to bed, Mama? See?
Yeah,
Mama
I'm
is
gonna go
listening to her
shop.
body. She is knowing that she needs to lay down and get some rest.
So what I need. Okay. But I think I better go to the
I
toilet
enjoyed
first.
talking with you, whoever you are. I look forward to you signing up for our package, $20,000. If you can afford that. If you can't, we will offer some group packages for cheaper rates. So stay tuned. Sign up for Key Community School.
You will continue
Yes.
to be
Yes,
the mother, no?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, sign up there, and through there, send me your email and get on my email list, and we'll set up something. I love you. Thank you so much for having just considered it.
I love you both.